Smaction.
You want some smaction?
Holding the girl. What's up, guys? I'm Tori.
And I'm Loren. And we're back for another one, still wondering.
Does anybody care? And if you do, we thank you. And if you don't, keep scrolling. I heard somebody
You heard?
had a little visitor.
You know what's crazy? I obviously recently adopted 2 cats. Cannoli
Shout out.
and Cacio Pepe.
Shout out.
And then a few days after that, I got a 3rd pet. Yeah. Unwillingly did I get this 3rd pet. And it really traumatized me for at least, probably like a week and a half.
Yeah.
No, yeah, literally like a minute. So here's what happened. I know some of you, maybe, saw on my social media, shout out, that I was inching towards the camp of being with Tori of not liking squirrels. Because I have my beautiful garden out on my patio, a bunch of like herbs and veggies and some flowers. And they were doing so well this summer because for everyone that lives in Texas, in Austin at least, knows that it wasn't like a super hot summer. So all of my plants were like thriving and I was so happy. And I wake up one morning and the entire thing was ransacked. Literally, no even roots were left. Some critter got in there and like ate everything.
Yeah.
And because I've been seeing a squirrel up there sporadically, I was like, that motherfucking squirrel got my shit.
Wrongfully accused.
Yeah, literally. He was up on trial.
He was like, put me on the stand, bitch.
I am not a crook.
I am an honest man. I'm an honest man, Savannah.
But then I'm blasting his ass on social media being like, this motherfucker ate my shit.
He's scrolling on Instagram like, that's fucking bitch. He's like at the tree below, just like,
Just looking up.
This is fucking defamation.
I'm gonna sue your ass. My fucking 100 people that looked at it, I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
It got back to the squirrel.
On his phone? On Instagram? Anyway.
Again, we're creatives.
We're
like we said last
really
episode.
digressing.
We're world building.
I really want you to be in this with me. Anyway, so that had happened. I was honestly so salty about it. I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna lie. I did notice there was like some little droppings out there, but I was like, okay, the squirrel had a great, like, ate and then took a shit. Like, great, good for him. Yeah, that's how it works. You know?
I don't know much about science, but I know what comes in goes out.
But I sure do know one thing. I'll live it daily. No. Anyway, so fast forward a little bit. I brought the kitties home and I was very like hyper focused on them, obviously for multiple reasons, but they were barn kitties. So they had a lot of fleas on them. So like my number one mission was to get rid of the fleas off of these cats. And like those who know me know that I am growing and getting better, but I'm not a bug person. So it was just a lot for me to like really try to get them good, get them straight.
Yeah.
So anyway, after like the second day of me having the kittens, treating their fleas, whatever, I go and take a much needed break on my couch. I sit down for a minute. All of a sudden, I hear this agitating noise. So I was sitting down on my couch and I hear this crazy scraping, like scurrying noise coming from my chimney of my fireplace. And as you probably know, like whenever you're not using your fireplace, you close the little like flute thing. Yeah. And it basically blocks anything from going in or out. So I'm like, fuck, something went in through the top and like got stuck in here. And now it's just like scurrying around, fighting for its life.
Help me!
I'm stuck! Like literally the scraping. Which is so sad.
Wait.
Like I of course felt bad for it. But the first thing I thought of was like, fuck, I've got kittens. Like this thing needs to get out of here pronto. Yeah, literally. Scurvy.
So let's go back for a callback. Is it giving or like more?
That's part of it. But Tori, it's literally running back and forth, slamming its body.
Running on what?
The flute, like the bottom
It's
of
like
the flute
this
thing.
That's crazy.
It's a critter.
It's like trying to bust the door open.
No,
like somebody like.
it's like.
It's crazy how instinctual it is to just bust a door open.
Literally. I know, like, it's what I assume if you're like in an insane asylum and you're like in the like the closed
padded walls.
Like the padded walls that you see on like TV or whatever. Like it's just in the little padded wall thing, just like trying to get out at all costs, bro.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah, like I feel bad, but like get the fork
but no
out
intruders
of
in my
yeah.
no intruders in this house.
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
No unwelcome guests. Thank you.
Card carrying members only.
VIP. So anyway, like it was later in the afternoon, so I obviously reached out. I live in an apartment, so I reached out to my like front desk. They're like, we can't get pest control out until tomorrow. And I'm like, great. I'm like, it's gonna probably die in there. It's like, it's hot. You know what I mean? I felt bad, but I was like, it is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about it at this point. So like sporadically throughout the evening, like I'm hearing it scurry. I leave to go to work, come back, and it's like super late. Don't really think about it because I'm hyper focused on the kittens. Yeah. Wake up the next day and I'm like realizing I'm not really hearing anything anymore. So I've assumed that it's died.
Yeah.
And so like pest control gets there, who it's a whole other can of worms with this pest control guy, but let me just keep it short and simple. He was a character, okay? He was a character.
Certified from clown college, for real.
Yeah. So he comes in and he like opens the back door and he's like, okay, like, you know, if anything comes out, it'll probably just go out the door. It's more scared of us than we're of him. Like just trying to like console me a little bit. Yeah, I'm like, just get it the fuck out of here, please, my guy. Be on your merry way.
Yeah, I'm not. Anyway. I don't think this rat's gonna square up with me. I'm sure it's terrified of me. Huge person. Literally. That's not what the concern is here.
That's the opposite of the concern, but thank you for that. I'm not for, but thank you.
There's not a bear in my fucking bed. Like, okay.
So he opens the flute. He's ready to go, right? And nothing comes out. Nothing. And then he starts like banging on the chimney or like on the fireplace. So maybe it's like stuck in there. It'll come out. Nothing's coming out. And I can start seeing like in his face, he's like, okay. Yeah, he's like, how am I going to let her down easy? Like, it's not in here. And that only means one thing. Yeah. And so he's like, goes out onto the patio. And I was like, oh yeah, like I've seen some droppings out there. So I think like maybe whatever. I thought it was, because let me back up a little. I thought it was a squirrel in my chimney at this point because I'm putting things together, right?
She's got an intruder in her garden.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I think there was like a squirrel out there, like saw some droppings, whatever. So he's like, light bulb. He goes out there, checks the patio, opens my shed. Turns out whatever this critter was had been living in my shed. And there was literally droppings everywhere in that hoe, okay? It had made itself at home. It was like just doing its business in every freaking corner of this little shed.
It's like The Boy, but it's a rat.
But it's a rat. Okay, guess what?
Mama.
Mama. Stupid. I was the mama.
No, literally. Oh, how the turntable.
And so he was like, oh, maybe it got, because where my shed is on the literal opposite side of the wall is where my fireplace is. And he was like, oh, I'm like, maybe this thing burrowed into the fireplace from here. Like it might be going through the wall like that. And that's why we're not hearing it now, kind of thing. Right, so he was like, it might have been burrowing through, like that's why we're not hearing it anymore in the chimney. And so he goes in there, he's like looking around. There's no holes or anywhere for this thing to get in or out. Yeah. So I still don't know how the fuck this thing got in there, but whatever. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to come back in a couple days. I'm going to set up some traps and I'm going to fix your shed. So like nothing, because there's a huge like distance between the door and the floor, which is why this thing had like gotten into my shed in the first place. So he's like, I'm going to fix that. Anyway, comes back, sets up these big, like, I'm not kidding when I say this big, of those, like, Tom and Jerry snap traps with peanut butter on them.
Who knew rats like peanut butter?
Peanut butter.
I was always told cheese, but whatever.
Turns out it's peanut butter.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And just to, I know, another cute little reminder, I have kittens in my apartment.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, I know you have a cat, like, you might want to be careful, like, with them around these, because not necessarily that it can kill the cat, but it'll definitely at least break their leg. So I'm like, okay, my anxiety is already high. Now it's, like, literally 100. Freaking heightened to 100.
Yeah.
Not only is there potentially something in here, but now I have to, like, really keep an eye on the cats, not only for them to, like, not get bitten or, like, eat this thing and, like, get a disease, but now, like, the fucking traps that are set up in my apartment in a few different locations. I'm like, shit.
Or weapons, yeah.
Literal weapons.
Yeah.
So I start during the day, at this point, I'm like, okay, nothing's in my apartment. Like, it's probably fine. And...
Famous last words.
Boy, was I wrong.
Famous last words.
Boy, was I wrong. So I am starting to let the kittens out of the bathroom, like, during the day where they had been, like, staying just to get acclimated to the new place. And so they can start free roaming the apartment. And so I noticed that a couple of my plants that were, like, near the ground had been nibbled on. And I was like, oh, the kittens are, like, getting into some of my plants. I'm going to have to train them not to do that, whatever. Just a little, like, sidebar in my own head. I'm like, whatever.
Isn't it funny, just side note of, like, it's like, not an ignorance, but it's, like, an innocence before you know what's going on. Because that's how I felt when I got robbed. Like, all the things that you justify.
Exactly.
Because you don't know.
Exactly. And it's, of course, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
The cats aren't eating a cactus, probably, but, you know.
But, of course, like, that's the only logical thing.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, I wasn't watching them while I was doing the dishes. They must have gotten into this, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the moment where everything really came into focus is I had just come back from work. It's nighttime, mind you. And I turn on the light in my apartment when I walk through the door. Yeah. And I hear this thud in the kitchen. And I see this thing scurry from the ground into the kitchen under my dishwasher. And the first thing in my head, I was like, fuck, did I leave one of the kittens out of the bathroom while I was gone? Yeah. No, I sure didn't. It turns out it was Jerry. Yeah. It was Jerry. It had somehow made its way from the flute into my apartment. It had been hiding and scurrying in this thing the whole entire time. And now I have, like, actual proof and evidence that this thing is here. I know, Mama Gail, it was very traumatizing. Gail,
she'd have killed the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was trying to keep them separate.
Yeah, well, they're so little,
roots,
they don't have their,
you know?
like, shots yet.
Exactly. Yeah. And... so this sends me on just an absolute panic. Now I'm looking all over my apartment, like, thoroughly, and I'm starting to find literal droppings everywhere. There were so many behind my washer and dryer. Oof. There was even some under my fucking bed. And literally, the second I realized, oh, this bitch has been in my room.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. I'm
my family would thick as thieves, and you're dead.
You're fucking done, son. I was like, okay, now I'm on a mission. I'm not against animal violence, but I'm gonna kill you. And you're like, you can't be in my apartment anymore. Yeah. The second you decided to not be outside, and you are now inside in my space,
you're an intruder.
You're done. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. That's all I've gotta say.
It's a lesson that needs to be learned.
It's a hard one, but you gotta learn it.
Can you chill, girl?
So I'm now, like, absolute, like, my anxiety is truly peaked at an all-time high. Yeah. I haven't felt this high of anxiety in a fucking minute. Because, so I go into hyper cleaning mode. When the pest control guy was there, he was saying, like, wherever there's droppings and, like, pee specifically, you have to bleach that because, like, when you clean it up, put bleach on it because they leave a pheromone in their pee, apparently, where it, like, signals to other rats that they can come, like, this is a safe space. Kind of like, you know, a trail of ants,
Yeah,
how they leave that, like, pheromone so they know where to go.
Yeah.
Same shit. So I'm deep cleaning. I'm bleaching. I'm also trying not to get chemicals everywhere the cats are going to be. Like, it was such a puzzle that I was, like, having to put together. And, like, talk about having an off schedule of my sleep. Like, I wasn't sleeping at all because I'm just staying up hours and hours, like, fucking trying to clean everything and get everything organized. Yeah. While I still know that this guy is in my freaking apartment hiding somewhere, right? And so, fast forward a little bit on these Tom and Jerry traps that the guy set up, I'm noticing that they're huge, right? That a lot of the peanut butter has been eaten off. And one of them was triggered. One of them was triggered, and then the other one's never even triggered. And I think the rat was like small enough where the traps were just too big for it. Yeah. And so in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to get smaller ones. So I run out and I get like a small version of them. And I set it up. I set some of them up around the apartment. I like put the kittens away, set them up. Oh wait, shit. I need to back up. I forgot one part of the story. So as I'm like deep cleaning, whatever, I go to sleep, right? Lay my head down for about 10 minutes and I hear this like this noise coming from my bedroom. And at first I was like, is it the kittens? Because they were in the bathroom, which is right next to me. But it was coming from the other side of the room. And so I like turned my light on really quick. And in the like left corner of my room, I have a hanging plant. And right under that plant, is a full-length mirror. And so right when I turned the light on, this motherfucker had gone up into my hanging plant, was eating the plant. And when I turned the light on, it scurried down the freaking full-length mirror and into my kitchen. And I was literally like,
for sure.
I was internally screaming. I'm like, how am I gonna fucking go to bed now? I literally shut the door. I put a towel under my door and under the kitten's door so I could at least sleep and know that it wasn't gonna get into my room kind of thing, you know? So anyway, so now I put these traps down and I go to bed. And honestly, it was like basically right after I turned the lights off. If there's one thing about rats, they're at least polite. They wait until you go to bed and turn the lights off to really come out and do their business.
For sure. They're private guys.
Shout out. At least there's that.
They're private guys.
Yeah. But so like basically right when I turned the lights off, I heard right? Yeah. I had put one in the kitchen right by my stove because I'd seen it I think that's where it was really like putting up shop, you know? Yeah. And it was honestly so traumatizing and so sad. Like I go out there and it was a crime scene. There was like splattered blood and the poor thing, it literally it still really like honestly affects me. The next day I had told Jordan and I was literally like crying pretty bad. Like just really traumatized. I'm like literally kind of tearing it out, but, it was really sad because it was like laying on its side and it was just like, it was still alive somewhat. Like it was kind of struggling.
Gil.
It was like kind of struggling for breath. And like when I walked up to it, like it looked at me and that was the part where I was like, I didn't want to hurt you, my guy, but like, what am I supposed to do?
For sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. What am I supposed to do? And I've never had to like, I'm not a hunter. I'm not like, I'm not used to like seeing animals die or like in distress or like anything like that. So honestly, like it was pretty fucked up for me. Sure. But yeah, I ended up like it was dead. So I like ended up getting rid of it. And then I had to like come home or like get back into my apartment and like clean up the crime scene, like bleached it, Clorox wiped it, like regular floor clean. Like I really had to deep clean that shit. And yeah, I mean, rest in power, my friends. Like I do hope you're in a better place now. If you ever come back as another rat, I hope you know not to go into somebody's home if you don't want this to happen. But yeah, that was probably one of the most like inducing things that I've gone through. But it is so crazy because we talked about this literally right before this happened. We had been talking about on that episode where like words are spells, you know, and we were hanging out with my sister, and I was literally just talking about how much I loved where I live because I've never had a problem with like any pests. I've lived in plenty of apartments before this where there's been like roaches or there's just been like issues with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I love this place because I've never had an issue. And literally like days like it was
that
that.
Yeah. You had the most traumatic one.
The most traumatic one where I'm literally just cleaning up freaking piles of shit. Yeah. Like plants are gone, having to freaking trap and kill a mouse or a rat. Like it was just, it was crazy.
Those are things that'll change your man for real.
I grew some chest hair after this experience. Literally. And it's so funny because like I love living by myself. Yeah. It's one of my great pleasures in life, truly. Yeah. But like once I walked out of my bedroom and I saw that poor rat on its side, like struggling for breath, I've never wished that I lived with somebody else more in my entire life. I was like, if there was anyone else here that could like help me do this or at least be there for like emotional support. Yeah. But I'm here by myself having to freaking do this. And like, I really just gotta, as they say, pull myself up by my bootstraps and like just make it happen.
Keep going.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like you're put in a situation where you have to just fucking buck up and do it. Yeah. And like, I proved to myself that I can do it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, there's at least that side of it.
For sure.
But yeah, it was a lot.
It is in what, like those moments where you're standing there and you're like, okay, I don't want to do this alone. Like, it's on me to do this. Like, I have to just, like, suck it up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like,
and it really is also just a testament to, like, self-talk. Like, it really is, like, one of those things where you're building that muscle up for yourself. So when you are in these situations where you're, like, you have no other choice, you can at least, like, self-soothe or, like, like, I had to give myself a pep talk sitting there being, like, all right, like, you've got this. Like, this is this is your only choice. Like, suck it up. Let's go. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't know. Maybe there's a past version of myself that wouldn't have been able to do that. Because I even used to have a hard time squishing a spider, bro. Like, I used to literally have to work up the courage to a spider. So the fact that I was able to like take care of this actual real situation, like
that's on
that
growth.
Was on growth
for sure.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. It's just humbling moments like that.
Yeah, 100%. So I would like to apologize to the squirrel community for varnishing your name.
I wouldn't.
I'm still a little bit on the fence with you guys, but I'm still in your corner. And I do apologize for slandering you. Rats, on the other hand, they don't call them rat bastard for nothing.
Rats are how the plague started, so.
I'm not going to lie, they are cute.
A mouse is cute.
This rat was like, I think it was a hybrid.
How big was it?
It was probably about that big.
Let me see.
And then its tail was like 2 fingers. It was a long tail,
yeah, they have
bro.
Long tails. Rats, like, as long as you don't look too close with their mouth, I feel like they're cute. But when they're like, I'm like,
It's funny because my cousins used to have rat pets growing up. They had like hamster and rats.
See, yeah.
And I think like that was another reason why when I saw this poor thing on its side, like
desensitized.
Not desensitized, but I was just like, I've seen like you can have these things as pets, bro. Yeah. And I just killed it. Like,
yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad, but like he came into your house.
I know.
Like, what were you gonna do?
Not let it live with me.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. Let it just eat all my plants one by one.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
The kittens without other vaccines.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, and because now like I'm really happy. Obviously, like so much relief the second that happened, and I was like peace of mind. We're alone now. Like we have privacy again, kittens.
Yeah.
But now like they're like free roaming the entire apartment. Like I feel so much more comfortable letting them be in their own home now. Yeah. So like I'm so grateful for that too. And like say for example, if I didn't know the rat was in there and I just let them free roam, like they would have probably killed it, and that could have been like a much bigger issue.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, I'm glad that it played out the way that it did, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still one of those things where it's like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
I've slept real good after that, though, knowing I'm alone.
I'm sure. I love that for you.
It is funny, though, because the kittens, as you obviously know, like, whenever they're wrestling or playing or, like, just have their zoomies, because they're so little still, the way that they scurry on the floor, it sometimes, like, triggers that to me where I'm like,
We're not alone.